Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Miasin and welcome to my Witchcrafter deck profile. So that's a deck that I actually never touched before in my entire life, but I do it a little bit because I actually played against it like at least 50 to 60 times on YGO Pro and even Ignis. So yeah, anyways, before I start, just a friendly reminder to like and subscribe and, you know, comment as well while you're at it, because it motivates me to keep making videos like these. And yeah, let's just jump right into the deck profile. So I'm playing one copy of Witchcrafter Golem Ururu and one Madame Vert with one Hain, or Hen, or N. I don't even know how to pronounce any of these cards except for Madame Vert because it's in French, and French is my first language. But basically, Golem Ururu, it's kind of like a hand shop, but not really, but kind of. It's just like a very reactive hand shop. So basically, whenever your opponent activates a card or effect to target a face-up spellcaster or spellcaster's monster you control, either for a card effect or an attack, basically you can just reveal Ururu and apply one of two effects, basically. It's either you bounce back any card your opponent controls, I believe, any card or any monster, any card your opponent controls, or you recycle back a Witchcrafter spell card. Yeah, a Witchcrafter spell card, not just a Witchcrafter card, a Witchcrafter spell card from your graveyard to your hand, and then you special summon it, and during your opponent's next standby phase, you have to bounce back the Ururu to your hand, so you can kind of just loop it, and it has a lot of attacks, so it's just really annoying sometimes to out, especially when you have the buy street. This card is an absolute nightmare, so yeah, you can actually lock your opponent in like really cool ways. When you combine like Madame Vert's like monster negation effect with Secret Village, sometimes your opponent just can't do too much, so yeah. And then Madame Vert, basically you can either, during either player's turn, detach, discard one spell card and negate every like monster effects your opponent controls. And I believe you actually gain 1,000 attack and defense when you battle, something like that, so that's also really cool, because it has like very low stats, but it's just, I mean, 28 defense is really good, but when it attacks, it's not too strong. So yeah. Oh, actually, when it's your battling monster that gains the attack and defense, so not necessarily Madame Vert, it can be something else. So that's actually sick. You can have a really fat Hain. Actually, that's cool. And then Hain is pretty much like the Drancy of the deck, so you can discard discard one spell card to pop any face-up card your opponent controls during either player's turn as well. So very, very nice. Alright, so from now on, every monster, any Witchcrafter has the exact same first effect, so you can tribute it alongside discarding one spell card from your hand to special summon one Witchcrafter from your deck, except the monster that you tributed. So for example, Shmieta couldn't summon like another Shmieta, and then they also have like a grave effect, so you can banish them to apply like an effect. So Shmieta is basically a Foolish Burial Goods. No, actually, it's just a generic Foolish Burial. We can even send the monsters with Shmieta, so that's actually really sick, and it actually has the best attack, and it's a level 4. Then Pitor is actually like, I don't think it's that good. It's basically a Dark World Dealings, so you can banish it and discard one, no, actually, sorry, that's not even the correct order. It's draw one, and then discard one Witchcrafter card, and if you can't discard a Witchcrafter card, you have to banish your entire hand, so that's kind of whack. It's kind of a bit more situational, and it's not like the most plusy, because Shmieta is at least a +1. You don't have to discard anything for this, whereas Pitor is just like draw one, discard one. Not too big of a fan here. Pottery, if you have no cards in your hand, I believe that's that one. Yeah, you can banish it and then recycle a Witchcrafter card from your graveyard. Very nice. And then is it Jenny? I thought it was Gemini. Yeah, I literally can't read. So first of all, this is a level 1 monster, which is very relevant because of Masterpiece. Not like the good Masterpiece, like, you know, yeah, because that card is kind of banned. But so Jenny, you can, sorry, I keep forgetting the effect of like that one specifically. Oh yeah, you can actually copy the effect of a Witchcrafter spell card from your grave. So it's very similar to, I forgot the name of the spellbook card, but there is a spellbook that actually just copies the name of a spellbook that you're revealing, something like that. So sometimes you can resolve like double knowledge or double secrets in one turn. That's cool. It's just a way to play around the once per turn restrictions, so you can actually just use the effect twice, so that's nice. Now for the spell cards, this is actually the really cool part. So just like Sky Striker, this deck is very, very spell oriented, and you actually really want to play a lot of spell cards that can also be sent to the graveyard, because you're going to be discarding spells very often. So playing spell cards that just have value when you discard them is just much better than, for example, I wouldn't play like MST or Cosmic Cyclone. I just want to play Galaxy Cyclone instead. It's a very good card to discard, and you can also send it with Foolish Burial's good, so there's just so much synergy. And Metalfoes Fusion in this deck, it's the only deck in which you can actually just draw the card consistently, and it's not even bad. You can draw, like, you can fusion into fusion, and it's genuinely good. Like, I don't complain, because it's just, like, constant discard fuel for all of your monsters. So Metalfoes Fusion and Galaxy Cyclone, definitely really good cards. I don't understand why people don't play Galaxy Cyclone. I think it is really good. Nobody plays this, so people only play Metalfoes Fusion. Whack. Anyways, 3 pot of Indulgence, because you don't really draw too much in this deck, right? Like, I mean, yeah, Pitor draws, but it's a one-of, and it's not that great. So I don't really want to play Desires just so I can actually play more copies of Pitor. That's really dumb. And Extravagance is just like, I mean, look at my extra deck. It's literally a joke. my extra deck is an actual meme. I just didn't know what to put, so I was like, 3 Anima, 2 Celine, and then I don't care about the rest, Super Poly. So, yeah, 3 Indulgence, definitely worth it. Now for the interesting part, so the Witchcrafter spells. This is basically as important as the, Sky Striker spells. So you have Creation, which is like the baby engage of the deck. And I say baby because it's definitely not even close to being as good. So not only is it once per turn, it only searches monsters, I know, and also you can only use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, so it's either you want to search a monster from your deck, like the Witchcrafter monster, or if you have they all have like the same, basically the same end phase effect, so if you control a Witchcrafter monster, and this card is in the graveyard and you haven't used the first effect, you can basically just recycle it to the hand, and these continuous spells, they don't like recycle them back to the hand, but they actually activate themselves from the graveyard, so that's really sick. But yeah, the just being able to like search a monster is just very good, so Creation is amazing. Witchcrafter Holiday, this is the monster reborn of the deck, so this is just very, I don't have to say much more, right? Because now you know that they all have the same grave effect, and they always have like a cute effect on the field as well. And now there is the final, like, actual normal spell, well, I mean, quick play spell that I actually play, because there are some other spells, but I'm really not too down. There's one that, like, just bounces back spells and traps your opponent controls. That's just so bad. But basically, Unveiling, this card is really interesting. It actually has, like, a 2-in-1 effect, and then it has the typical like effect that you can recycle it back to the hand. So basically with this card, Unveiling, you can special summon a Witchcrafter from your hand, but then if you actually do special summon the monster, your opponent cannot use cards or effect in response to the activation of your Witchcrafter monsters. So actually spellcaster monster effects for the rest of the turn. So not even just even your Celine is actually safe from like monster negations, but this is really relevant because if you're going like second, let's say, and you successfully resolve this, imagine just successfully resolving Madame Vert like for a full field. That's kind of disgusting. Like, you can literally break a full board just with this card. It single-handedly baits any like Omni Negate, and this deck is kind of good going second because you also play cards like Mystic Mine, and even Secret Village to a certain extent could be good sometimes. I mean, imagine like if you're playing against like Sky Striker, right? Like, I know this deck jumped in popularity, but oh my god, you would actually destroy it. It's crazy. And it's also like relatively searchable with Terraforming and Metaverse. You can also play Demise of the Land as well. But yeah, very good cards, these 7. And then even these continuous spells, very good as well. Basically, Scroll, it's not that great. Basically, you can't like, instead of trying to like discard them from the hand to the grave to apply the effect of the Witchcrafter monsters, you can send these two like from your field to the grave to apply the effect, and then they also like they go back from your grave to your field, so that's nice. And they also have like a really small bonus effect. So basically, when your spellcaster monsters destroys a monster by battle, you draw 1 card with Scroll, and then with By Street, you would protect your Witchcrafter the first time it would be destroyed. So that's also very nice. So yeah. This has already been explained. Called by the Grave, basically your monsters have very heavy costs because you have to tribute them, which is already like 1 card that you're getting rid of, and you have to send a spell card from your hand to the grave. So that's already 2 cards that you're investing. You really don't want to get ashed. That would be like the worst case scenario. So this card is definitely very good at stopping this, and also it's a spell card, so why not, right? It's just you're always they are always welcome. So yeah, Masterpiece, not the true Draco again, but basically this card is also very good alongside Patronus. I don't know why, but this reminds me of Harry Potter. So, but yeah, Masterpiece, basically, it has a lot of synergy because you can banish it alongside any number of Witchcrafter spells, and then, like, I think it was... no, yeah, that's the grave effect. It's special summon a monster whose level is blah blah blah, less than equal, whatever, who cares. But the on-field effect is that you can actually target a spell in your grave, in either grave, yeah, so basically you're just targeting your own Witchcrafter spells in your grave, and then you're adding like something with the same hand. In a mirror match, that could be nice, but who cares? Because you can also like target a spell card in your opponent's grave, and then like search a spell from like your deck that has the same name, but I don't really think there's like a scenario where this would be relevant, and you have to control a Witchcrafter monster for that as well. And then Patronus, basically, you can like shuffle back a Witchcrafter monster that is banished into the deck, and then add a Witchcrafter spell from your deck. So that's a once per turn effect, and it's a continuous spell, so that's nice. Unlike Masterpiece, which is just a normal trap. But Patronus, the reason why I like it a lot is because you can banish it from your grave and add any, like, all of your banished Witchcrafter spells. And the reason why this is explosive is because this card, Masterpiece, banishes all of them from your grave. So you can just banish like 6 in one shot, and then like add all of them back. So, you know, if you're trying to summon Hain, oh no, Hain is level 7, but yeah, whatever. If you're trying to like banish 7 Witchcrafter spells, summon Hain from deck, and then banish Patronus, like recycle 7 cards, it's just disgusting. I don't know if it has to be like cards with different names, maybe. Yeah, Witchcrafter spells with different names, forget it. Yeah, but still, you can still recycle like 4 to 5 cards. Well, probably 4, but yeah. And then, yeah, whatever, Metaverse. The extra deck I'm just gonna cover it real quick. So, Dragon Knight, Draco Equist, this is just for Infernoble, because they end on Charlemagne and Borload Savage Dragon, so that's a warrior and a dragon synchro, but apart from that, who cares? And then Shifyu Verdum, Starving Venom, Dragos Tapelia, Mud Dragon, who cares? Celine, Phoenix, Anima, whatever, I mean, nobody cares. And then for the idea section, just more copies of Pottery and Pitor if you really want to, but I don't think it's a good idea. Hand Traps, I really don't like Hand Traps. Even in a going second deck, I wouldn't play Hand Traps, because you're just better off with like Mystic Mine and Dark Ruler, honestly, at this point. Upstart makes no sense when you're playing Extravagance. Cyclone, I already explained why I don't play the card. Demise of the Line would be very, very good if you're going first. Same thing with more copies of Secret Village, or, well, I mean, Metaverse is at 1, so who cares? But you could also play, like, more Mystic Mines as well. And then I don't know why I'm playing Infinite and another Masterpiece. Yeah. But anyways, that is pretty much all I had to showcase for this deck profile. Once again, if you have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. And, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!